Jenna Rogers for the second time in 3 years with a lot more favorable conditions than you've experienced here at the Pass at Drake Stadium, winner of the Women's Championship high jump at the Drake Relays. Just like the deeper that you get into your career, and we know that the times that you're going to get to wear that kit, or we can count on less than one hand now.
Yeah.
So just how special, as already a champion here, but how special is it to have a moment like that today?
It's really nice. We walked in and our freshman, Carson Lealing, was like, were there this many people at Nationals? And I was like, no. Like, this is insane. Drake always shows out. So to be able to jump here and have this kind of crowd was awesome.
And to complete the sweep.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys both have proven that, Nebraska is the place to be when it comes to the high jumps, Would the credit go to the coach, or just credit to your guys just being that talented?
Yeah, there's a ton of athletes that we compete against. They're like, dude, your coach is good. We're like, yeah, we know that.
Dusty's the man.
Dusty's the man, and he's done that for years and years. So it's awesome that Tyus won indoor nationals, obviously, and then we swept this meet too. So yeah, all credit to Dusty. He's really legit.
In the competition today, you were clean all the way through.
Yeah.
Did you feel a good rhythm today?
I felt awful going today, but I think it's just like being a vet. This is my 5th year. You kind of just pull through when it counts. So that's kind of what happened today.
And you happy with the height, the clearance, and the attempts at 6'3"?
I'm hurting pretty bad. So to pull that off in the win, being a little bit hurt, I'll take that. Yeah.
What kind of injury are you dealing with?
I've had a broken foot for all 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's kind of been an issue, but
that could be a liability.
It could. I try to tough it out a little bit. Well, clearly, for the past 5 years, I've been doing that, but yeah. So I'll take that any day. Yeah.
I'm so glad that you mentioned, about introducing Carson to this. I mean, obviously, so we want to be able to see the greatness of Nebraska high jumping, not just here, but Big Tens and, nationals as well.
Yeah.
Did you reflect on like the first time that you had the chance to come in here and just like how, I mean, obviously you said like she was overwhelmed, is this more familiar for you even, with this, crazy crowd and energy going on, having been here multiple times?
Yeah, when I was a freshman, a lot of the time I was competing by myself without my teammates in like these championship divisions, but to be able to like lead her in this, she's so legit. She will break my school record next year, I'm sure, maybe even this year. So to be able to kind of like be a mentor to her has been really nice. And of course, we're best friends, so yeah.
Back to an old stomping ground at Hayward Field. You're used to jumping there. You won a medal last year at the trials. Just how excited are you guys to go compete for a Big Ten outdoor title in a different environment, but it's the same environment you compete at NCAAs, but just weird. It just feels weird.
Yeah.
It's the most familiar for you.
It is so weird. It's gonna be Big Tens, then NCAAs. Is that
Yes.
Eugene? Yeah,
Yes.
and then trial or
Yes.
USA's will be back to back. So I feel like we should just get an Airbnb and stay there at this point. But I love jumping there, and so being able to jump there and again like show all the freshmen what like a track city looks like, because Eugene is so special in that way, will be super cool.
Yeah, but to bring a team, like I said, bring a team too. Not even just the high jumpers, but everybody.
Yeah.
The entire. Well, I'm not saying the entire town of Lincoln's going to be there,
Yeah.
but the entire team is going to be there.
Totally. Usually we travel like 12 people to nationals at a time to Eugene, but now it's a full roster, and that'll be so awesome to do. Yeah.
They only bring the full town of Lincoln to volleyball matches.
Yeah. I know. Maybe we should do track meets now.
Well, you got to float them out. But but like I was, talking with a lot of your other field event peers, maybe next to the javelin, and obviously much respect to your high jump group, but what these groups could do in terms of stacking points, from a team championship.
Yeah.
You, Carson, and obviously, and how exciting is that? How much extra motivation does that bring, knowing like, you're facing a lot of teams that you're familiar with, but some that you haven't seen already, and like how those deep event groups could stack points.
Yeah, I think we came into this year and we're like, okay, there's 4 extra teams now. Like, how will we stand as a field? And we're still number 1. Right now, we're number 1 in the nation. So I feel like even with the addition of the teams, we still kill it. Especially, I said this before in the field way. But, so being able to do that in Big Tens will be awesome, especially with our jab throwers who are also ranked number 1. Yeah.
Appreciate it, Jenna.
Yeah, of course.